So Jacob,
Yes.
as you know, I'm here in
I do know
Alabama,
things. Alabama.
and you might know that Alabama is a let's call it wildly conservative state. Today, or I think a couple of days ago. Let's see. Posted March 7th, so yesterday, literally.
I think I know what
CBS,
you're about to bring up.
maybe.
Continue, though. Continue.
CBS 42 released a list of FCC complaints received from Alabama based on programming. And I really just want to go through some of these with you. These are the ones from 2023. Some of my favorites. This one, responding to a commercial about, I think, an HIV medication, said, "Males kissing males. I have PTSD flashbacks of my twin brother being married to a man. It upsets my stomach. It's against the Bible. I expect the FCC to do something about this."
I mean, that makes sense. It's coming from Alabama. On both fronts.
The halftime show, now for anybody curious, this is the 2023 halftime show, not the most recent 2024 one. Super Bowl halftime show indecency and absurd gestures. I'm filing this complaint because of the vile, despicable, and downright disgusting performance my grandchildren were watching, and I don't think it was appropriate for them for their ages. I had to cover their eyes and explain how inappropriate it was, and embarrassed and furious for a family event to witness this despicable behavior, referring to Rihanna's dancing during the halftime show.
Wasn't she pregnant at the time?
I think she was, yeah.
Indecent?
She was fully dressed too.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
And then Sam Smith's performance at the Grammys that year. This is in all caps, but I'm not gonna scream it. I don't know many people that this is really long. Basically, they do the usual. All these are just songs like WAP. That's disgusting. They say, "I don't care if the singles are gay, non-binary, transgender, translucent, or think they are dolphins, but apparently it should be some huge thing that they were anything but heterosexual. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find good programming that does not concern sex or sexuality, even in kids' cartoons, for crying out loud? I don't know who has the job of deciding what kind of garbage is allowed on TV, but whoever it is certainly failed at their job when allowing the Grammy Awards to show that devil-worshipping pile of crap on the air."
What the fuck?
The obscene performance.
Wait, pause.
Sam Smith's
wasn't he just singing?
I mean, there was like a red light, and he was like touching on other people, but that was the point. Like he was singing, like I think it was literally a song about being gay, like. But like either way, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think it was some kind of like it was part of the performance, but this one is my favorite for that. The obscene performance by Sam Smith and Petrus was disgusting. It did not belong on the television. It was indecent and profane. Why don't you have an issue about content on television like this? Followed by 8 question marks. Oh, man. And then there's some, and then Jackson Hewitt, the tax service.
No.
Maybe you don't have them up there. That's okay. They run commercials all the time, though, and their tagline is "What the buck?" Like, that. I guess just like, just in relation to money.
Yeah.
But man, Jackson Hewitt Tax Service is running a commercial that uses the phrase "What the fuck?" or at least that's the way it sounds. You have to listen to tell that they are saying "What the buck?" This is not what we want to be teaching our children. And then man, everything. This one is great because one person from my city complained saying the number of times the HIV medication commercials are aired is excessive. Also, the networks and timing of the commercials is inappropriate. Watching a basketball game with my child on CBS at 2 should not become a repetitious bombardment of HIV ads, so much so that we have to turn the TV off. This is a better time and possibly network for that type of ad. These types of commercials are being run very frequently on numerous networks, but today having to turn off the TV that caused me to file this complaint. Then that same person said, Biktarvy commercials promote homosexuality. It's very offensive. It is morally wrong. So basically, they're like literally some backwoods dude in like Robertsdale is like, if you have HIV, it's because you're gay.
Okay, pause. I have interjections to multiple things.
Please do. Please say something.
Okay. I've been waiting for him to rack up. It's hit critical mass. Okay, first of all, My favorite curse that is non-lethal to grant someone is they have to read every text or every thing that they read, like whether it's a book or anything, out loud.
Hmm.
But also they have to put emphasis on the capitalization. So that also
I got you.
means that if it's full caps, they also have to scream everything that's full caps. So it doesn't matter if they're like walking down the sidewalk and they have to like read it. Oh, do you want to go out for dinner? I fucking want to. It's just they just they just have to. Second, I feel like a lot of people in Alabama don't like just people being random and weird. I'm not saying like people deserve to be a little bit unique, I feel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I
No, I
feel
mean
like
it's.
Alabamians like you, not like you. You're great. Um,
Well, I'm from South Carolina
they just
anyway.
want to they just want to trample on it. Obviously not everyone, but obviously the people that are commenting on this
I
are just
know.
like, please stop. They can't have artwork at all.
This is the best one about CNN. It is against the laws in places for media to lie to the American public. They have lied about the 2020 presidential election, lied about the COVID-19 virus, and lied about the bioweapon vaccines. That's from Munford, Alabama.
Well, the other thing I was going to say is one of the things I always remembered hearing that I thought was interesting because obviously, we grew up in America. But people who didn't grow up in America, when they come here and maybe they turn on the TV or something while they're traveling, they'll see all the ads for medications that we get. And they're like, "Why do you have so many ads for medications? Why is that a thing?"
Yeah, I think we're literally the only country that allows it. One of the only first world countries that allows advertisements of medication.
Yeah, so I always whenever someone brings that up, I'm just like, "Yeah, we're not that's not normal. No one else does that. That's capitalism."
I've got two more, and then I'll get off this.
Okay.
This one is about Disney's Pauline. It's a new show on Disney Plus. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what they're going on about with this. But do you not regulate TV at all anymore? Sorry, do you not regulate TV at all anymore? Most of these are misspelled, by the way. The grammar in these is terrible. Pauline will shatter any morals left in many teenagers. Please step up and reject this new evil. Thank you. And then the last one that I just absolutely loved, taking the Lord's name in vain. And this is the thing. On the date they give, on MSNBC's show Deadline, host Nicole Wallace purposely used a highly offensive profanity of God's name. I identify as a Christian, and her taking of God's name and twisting it into a profanity is highly offensive to me. It caused me psychological pain and emotional trauma, and it is hate speech. Her hate speech was not an accidental slip of her tongue, which she apologized for. Nicole Wallace purposely took the holy name of the God that Christians worship and used his name profanely to make a political point. Her profanity was extremely disrespectful to God and Christians. The use of that profanity is religious hate speech, and it should not be tolerated on air and allowed to be broadcast over the public airwaves. I was greatly offended, and I know that many other viewers were as well. From Athens. And that's all
Wow.
I got. That's all the good ones. Also, there was a complaint about Tosh.0, which I didn't even fucking know Tosh.0 was still on. I guess it was a
Yeah.
rerun.
The there's so many things to talk about here. But it's
It's
like it's all weird. I don't even know where to start. Because
dude,
okay, I would like to say this. This is off topic, but the way you said all of the grammar here is so bad reminded me of this of like because I've been to your city before under
yes,
different circumstances before I met you. I've been there. But the
yeah,
very first interaction I had because we drove all the way from where I lived there in like a day. So
yeah,
we didn't really stop anywhere. We stopped and got food once, and that was like a drive-through interaction. And then we
yeah.
stopped to use the restroom like after we got past Georgia. And I held the door open for this man into like going into the restroom. and he says what I can only assume to be a thank you. But his accent was so goddamn thick. I didn't understand anything. I just looked at him, and then he looked at me, and I was like, "I'm sorry, sir, what?" And he says it again, and I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're welcome." I just left. I just assumed it was a thank you. I'm like, I'm not even gonna deal with this.
I will say, in this article, this is the last thing I'm going to say about the article. I'm not reading anymore because I do want to talk some more about some of these points. But there are a lot of complaints that aren't just like crazy people. Like there's been several people wrote in literally saying, "I sincerely urge you to not find CBC or anyone over the Sam Smith Petrus performance in the Grammys." There's a bunch of people that are just complaining that commercials are too goddamn loud, which they definitely are.
Yeah, they don't normalize that at all.
Yeah, there's people complaining about commercials that use phone sounds, right? Like a lot of commercials nowadays use that like iPhone ding. And so there's that. There's
It makes them all look at their fucking phones.
Yeah, there's a lot of complaints about Fox News. Like this one basically ends saying Fox News is a danger to Americans. It should not have a license to promote their lies. There's complaints about Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's complaints about the ASPCA, which has been having some problems because of how much they spend on...
Was the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing about yesterday?
No, because it's from 2023, remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I was just wondering.
These are all about when she showed... she went on C-SPAN and showed like the pornographic pictures of Hunter Biden that had leaked.
I didn't know that was a thing. I don't keep up with politics. My favorite thing was in 2020, a bunch of the YouTubers and streamers I watch streamed with AOC on Among Us. But it was the best because she was streaming as well. Like she was on Twitch streaming. And my favorite streamer, I'm pretty sure this is him. I'm pretty sure it was Will Neff. Just walked up and like just killed her in the game, obviously. And then she used gaming terms, and I was like, I didn't expect that to come out of your mouth. This is crazy. She was like, "Did you just marinate me?" And they're like, "What? I would never marinate a politician like that."
So it was apparent. Yeah, I'm actually looking into this. It was, let's see. She streamed the first one in 2020 with fellow Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who represents Minnesota. That one had Pokimane, Hassan, Dr. Lupo, and Miximtune. And then she did it again with Hassan, XQC, ContraPoint, and Jagmeet Singh, who's a Canadian he's a Canadian MP. So apparently they raised $200,000 that time for food pantries.
Well, she did it once more, but they're not listing everyone who was in the lobby.
No. It's literally saying like, and many established streamers such as, and then it lists like some of the people.
They listed the big ones.
Yeah.
Because Hassan is Will Neff's friend, and I'm pretty sure Will Neff got brought in with Hassan. I like Hassan's stuff. But he is a very political streamer. I don't know if you've ever watched him.
I haven't. I'm familiar with him though.
He streams like what the fuck? He streams like 8 hours a day, from what it seems like. Like I'll wake up and I'll look at who's live, and he's always online.
I feel that. That sounds about right. So you said you had a topic for us after my my state's fucking decline into
I did.
morality.
I did. Well, to be fair, we both know this topic, but I have multiple. But I do want to I do want to talk about this.
This is what we talked about yesterday?
Yeah, it was a very sad day last night. It actually March 1st, but we didn't. The public didn't find out until last night that Akira Toriyama passed away. If you guys don't know who that is the man who created Dragon Ball, and I believe also did the art for Dragon Quest
And Chrono Trigger. And he made one game called Blue Dragon on the 360 that I remember. That was good.
That was also an anime.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, it was on Cartoon Network. It was more of a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Akira Tori. It was one of the. I believe it was a game before it was a cartoon because it gave that vibe.
I'm looking. I can't find anything about having a cartoon. I'm not saying you're wrong, but Blue Dragon anime. You are right. Japanese anime series adaptation of the Blue Dragon video game series. Hey, there you go. It was an anime.
Yes,
But
I remembered it because it didn't have a long run from what I remembered, but I remember watching it and being like, "This is the shit. I love it." This man's got a dragon in his shadow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny though because looking at it, apparently Akira Toriyama never actually had anything to do with the anime, which is kind of weird.
I can see
They
that.
approached him, and he basically like helped put the staff together. It seems like, but apparently there were sequels. There was Blue Dragon Plus on the DS, and then there was Blue Dragon Awakened Shadow on the DS. They both did not do as well as Blue Dragon did, though.
It makes sense that like he wasn't involved with the anime because from what it feels like, it almost feels like that when someone's writing a manga of some sort. I know this is a video game, but he also does that. It seems like they're called in for like a creative aspect at the beginning to be like to flesh out some things that maybe they have questions on, but then they really just get left to their own design after they get the rights to it.
Yeah, because he created Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump, which is also another really good manga, but he only listed as character designer on Dragon Quest Chrono Trigger Blue Dragon.
That makes sense.
Dr. Slump's really cute. It's it's very similar to the original Dragon Ball, like not Dragon Ball Z or anything, but like the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Didn't I feel like Akira Toriyama also said that Sea of Stars could have been, not could have been, but like is really good, so much so that they could also make the next game that's similar to Chrono Trigger. Because Chrono Trigger has that big occult fandom, whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Chrono Trigger is very, very good.
Like I said, I've only heard about it. I've never played it. So I would love to watch you play it on stream for your game.
That's fair. That's fair. Chrono Trigger is very good. Chrono Cross is also really good. The sequel that came out on the PlayStation 1. That was really good. I will say the graphics are very PlayStation 1. There is a weird... I'm going to go on a small tangent now that I'm thinking about it. There is a weird disconnect between graphics that I can process, right? And then graphics that I get kind of hung up on. Like, I'm never one that cares too much about graphics. But if I play, like, the Genesis or the SNES or just anything like that, right? The pixel graphics don't bother me. Those early 3D graphics, though, they get rough.
That makes sense. I agree. It's because of all the polygons and stuff, right? It's like the original Tomb Raider and stuff like that.
It looks like somebody built a Bionicle set and like started trying to make it move.
Or they're making a clay figure and they haven't put any details on it. They just have like the general shape.
The lumps, the general lumps needed.
Let's see here. What was another topic I want to talk? I had a lot. I didn't write them down. That's my downfall. I haven't been writing down my topics.
I always write mine down, and I keep them. I keep the list so that I know which ones I've talked about.
I'll start doing it here one day. Well, I know I've told you this, but I've been like just rereading a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
I reread a light novel. A new chapter actually comes out right now. But I'm going to wait until after we record to read it. So,
well, it'd be kind of hard to... I mean, you could read it while we record. I'll just sit here and tell everybody about my life, I guess.
But, I reread all of that light novel. I believe it has like 500 something chapters. I think 400, something like that. Mm-hmm. I read a manga that has like 300 chapters. I read 2 other like 50 chapter mangas, and now I'm on another 40 chapter one. I've just been binge reading.
I've just been binge ridden.
And if anyone out there that likes light novels and stuff like that, I recommend The Beginning After the End. It's very good. But I would also like to say that if you go back and reread it, you can find some spots where he used the wrong name for people. But it's not bad. It's just like every once in a while you'd be like, wait, he wasn't talking to that person, he was talking to this person. What the fuck?
No, I've definitely seen stuff like that. Let me tell you something though. Sea of Stars, right? Since we were talking about it.
Yeah.
The music for Sea of Stars is made by Yasunori Mitsuda. And that's important because he started in 92, and here are some of the games he's done music for. Final Fantasy V, Secret of Mana, Romancy Saga 2, Chrono Trigger, Radical Dreamers, Front Mission, Tobal, Xenogears, Mario Party, Chrono Cross, Bomberman 64, Mega Man Legends, Shadow Hearts, Xenosaga, Breath of Fire, Shadow Hearts Covenant, I'm trying to find the popular ones, Luminous Arc, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Inazuma 11, Lime Odyssey, Inazuma 11 2, Thetter Neo, Xenoblade Chronicles, Wizardry Online, Kid Icarus Uprising, Soul Sacrifice, Valkyria Revolution, Another Eden, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Final Fantasy 15. So it's Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. So yeah, he's done a lot. He's an incredibly prolific music producer. I was just looking at that, and he actually used to work for Wolf Team, which is the Japanese company that makes the Tales series. If anybody, like Tales of Fantasia, Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Symphonia. Did you play any of those?
Oh, no, I haven't played them, but Josh plays them.
Yeah. He was on them with them for a good while.
Interesting.
Yes, I have an interesting thing that I wanted to bring up.
Wait,
Did
do you want to intro us?
Oh, shit. Yeah, we should probably do that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fluffy Biscuits podcast. My name is Zach. You can find me at Pixelated Trash, and I'm joined, as always, by our beautiful editor and co-host, Jacob. You can find him at NazirTL. You can also follow us on Twitter at the Fluffy Biscuits podcast. I'll do all the other socials at the end.
Okay.
But, do you know the band We the Kings?
I think you showed it to me.
Probably not. But, I mean, maybe. They were very popular in, like, 2007.
Oh, wait, I do know them because of the song Check Yes, Juliet.
Yes. So, out of nowhere, the lead singer has started gaslighting everyone on TikTok.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
And I don't know how or why. He started posting these videos of him going... being like, hey, man, I just found this great band called We the Kings, and they just dropped this new song called Check Yes, Juliet. And, he'll play it and be singing along to it, but it's him. It's the lead singer. And then a couple of TikToks later of him doing that, people kept saying he looked like Macklemore. So then they started introing the videos being like, hey, guys, it's Macklemore. Just got back from the thrift shop.
Bro, he's so just funny. Memeing. That's great.
I mean, he clearly he is, but God, and everybody in the comments are like, I did not have We the Kings gaslighting me on my 2024 bingo card.
You know what's crazy?
What?
So, I remember, 2020, right? Since 2020, each year since then, there's been a calendar, and it's like, what crazy event happened in January, what crazy event happened in February, that sort of stuff. And every year it's been filled out. This year I haven't seen that meme at all. Nothing's happened. Nothing crazy anymore is happening, I don't feel.
Not right this minute. No, I mean, outside of the US there's a lot going on, but in terms of
I'm not worried about that. I'm just kidding.
No, but I know what you mean. I see what you mean, though.
No new stuff. Stuff,
yeah.
Of course, stuff has started, and, that's still happening. But nothing new.
Yeah, I feel that. Not too much crazy is occurring for us right this minute.
we've talked about this before. This is one of the topics I had, though it is more of a discussion than like a set topic. So, me and my friends always, or I would say me and at least two of my friends always have these random just like thoughts of just being like, it'd be crazy if we just went off grid and just became a farmer somewhere. And I'm like, if I did that, I wouldn't want, because my friends be like, we'll just go into the mountains. No one's gonna care. We'll just be in the mountains in the wilderness. I'm like, I don't want to go to the mountains. That sounds terrible. If I'm gonna go so far as to go off grid, I'm going even further than that. I'm going to a different country. I don't want to be here.
I feel that though.
But
I gotta put my phone in silent.
so like, you know, they want to go to the mountains. In my head, I'm like, damn, I know enough about farming. I feel like I could get by with just, you know, farming. And then, you know what's also cool, just to think about, is Japan. In Japan, housing is seen as, whereas in America, you know, you buy a house, it's like an investment. In Japan, when you buy a house, it's seen as like it depreciates.
Yeah.
It's seen as the opposite. So you can actually get these really cool like old houses in Japan for very cheap. In some instances, it's like an absolute steal. Of course, obviously, you'll have to learn how to upkeep it because they upkeep things differently than modern houses.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be cool. But the only reason that every time I'm like, I need to do this. The only reason I stop is because I'm like, God damn, they have big ass bugs there. They have the bugs there are fucking huge, Zach. You need to look them up, okay?
You're talking about Australia, right? Or
No, I'm talking about Japan.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hell, their crabs are enormous, and that scares the hell out of me.
Like, it's not like I don't really care about bugs, right? They don't bother me, but I feel like being in that, like in a new area, that culture shock, and then just being like, "What the fuck is that thing crawling on the ground?" I feel like I would be like perturbed. Yeah, fuck that. Is that a crab?
That's the Japanese spider crab. Click that link though, and scroll a little down. Look at a picture of a guy holding one.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck all that.
I wonder how it
The
tastes.
thing is, too, my understanding is they're not dangerous at all. But still, fuck all that.
Yeah, that's straight up like Skyrim enemy level.
Yeah,
that's a Pokemon right there.
That can't be a Pokemon. You'd make a 6-year-old playing Pokemon cry.
That's crazy. I'll make sure I bookmark this so I can put a picture of it up for everyone, but that's wild.
Yeah, no. Yeah, in fact, just all of that Pacific stuff is bonkers to me. Like Australia, those little fucking islands out there, what are they called? Not specifically, but that like the archipelago that's like right out there. America owns some of them, and I think England owns one of them or something.
The Virgin Islands?
No. Oh, I think are they called the Christmas Islands? Is that the ones out
fuck?
in Christmas Island? Yeah. Oh, it's owned by Australia. Okay. It's like, yeah, the bugs on that fucking island are berserk. I just, man, I don't even want to.
See, you know, in my mind, you know, bugs are very important to
Yes.
the
I just
the
hate them.
planet. So I don't want to kill them. I don't want to. But if they catch me off guard, 100%, 100%, it's an instinct to just fucking smack them. Now, if I see them from like a distance, I can be like, all right, I need to deal with that before they get too close. When I was a kid, right, this had to have been 2015, which wasn't a kid, I was a teenager, but there was a huge spider. I don't know, about this big. I can't even justify how big it was. Okay, you know what? This is perfect. This is great. Is this turned off? Yes, it is. The, like, ass of the spider was the size of this mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shit you not, it was. Like, it was literally that big. And we had just moved into this house. And I'm sitting there looking at it. Like, I spot it, and I feel like it saw me, and we're just having, like, a stare down across the room. And I forget what it was, but I had this ginormous, like, pole, like a staff, almost. And I remember hitting, like, just like, literally like a spear. Just spearing its ass. Didn't stab it. It just smushed, and the whole ass was on the end of the pole.
God.
But the body of it ran off.
Oh,
It
God.
didn't die, and I never found the other half of it.
Well,
So it scurried away.
great.
I remember going to bed that night being like, if I see that fucking spider come back for revenge, I will lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Fuck that. But also, it's just like, doesn't Japan have like the giant wasps or whatever?
Yeah.
I know they have cicadas. They have like the giant hornets or something.
They have the centipedes, too.
Oh yeah, those things are fucking. Fuck me. I can't stand those damn things.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I feel like if I just didn't have to deal with the bugs, I feel like it would be an instant no-brainer to go do that. Because also, you get to experience a whole different place. But with the bugs, it's kind of like, goddamn, do I really want to put myself through that?
Yeah, No, it's Oh Jesus. Oh fuck me. Apparently,
Just the instant
it's-
regret you got from opening that link because I saw it flash on your glasses.
I saw
Oh my
I
God.
saw that some places deep fry cicadas, like in China,
Ooh.
and I wanted to see a picture of it, and it's not. It's not anything.
That's not the shit right there. That's not the
That's
shit.
like I like literally if you handed me like a fried cricket or something, I'd give that a try. These things are like the size of your fucking like twice the size of your thumb. It's like, and you can fully see their arms and stuff. It's like, no, thank you. No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Hear me out. I know you don't like Helldivers. Like, you're not interested in getting it. You might like the idea, but you're just not. It's not your type of game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Have you heard about Joel? Without looking it up. Do you know who Joel? Oh my God. Let me explain it to you. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. I'll know if you're lying. I can see it in your glasses.
No, I'm still
But,
reading about eating cicadas.
Okay. So, you know how most games have like an event list? Like, oh, on this weekend, this will happen and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently what Helldivers 2 has decided to do is to say, we're not doing that. We have a game master, essentially like a GM, like, like in D&D,
Yeah.
who has all the power. And his name is Joel. And I swear to God, it's so funny because there's so many memes. Like, the internet is going crazy about this in the Helldiver sphere because everyone is going crazy about Helldivers, at least from what I've been seeing. But everyone be like, I was doing this really easy mission, but then everything immediately got so hard, and I immediately just had to go like, fuck you, Joel. Why'd you do this to me? Some people have actually taken pictures of like equipment being spawned in when it hasn't actually come out in the game yet. Like, it's set to release, and they're like, I guess Joel just put it in the game for like an hour or something like that because he has the power to do that.
Well, I gotcha.
And so essentially the way the game works is they're adding more like aliens, but in the very center of the map is Super Earth. But then
Gotcha.
on the far reaches of the map, there's like, it's all sectors, and there's planets in the sectors. There's like automations, automatons, and then there's the bugs, the terminids or whatever.
Yeah.
Their from what it looks like, I don't actually have any concept of how the game is actually beat. I feel like there's going to be a wipe. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into that. I just want there to be a big battle at the end of the wipe, if there is one. But the sectors get won by planets. So
Okay.
if you're losing too many planets in a sector, it'll be like there's a bar on each of them, and everyone's combined effort on the missions liberates said planet for democracy. But there is, like, the more you lose, the more, like, the sectors you lose, the closer it gets to Super Earth. So I only, whatever. There's a automaton planet called Malevelon Creek. And it's crazy because I remember playing on it with Noah and Josh. We played on it. And then literally, it said it was like at 90%. And I can't tell if it was a glitch, but I think other people saw it because a few hours later we get back on. We look at it and it's at 0. And we're like, there ain't no fucking way. But later I think it came out that that's when Joel was sort of like announced, and he was actually messing with the statistics on Malevelon Creek to make people go fight it more. Which I like. I'm like, because everyone immediately like on TikTok is like, we're losing the creek. The creek's being lost. We're
It's
under fire.
The Joel character seems very similar to me to the what they call the storyteller in RimWorld.
Oh yeah,
where it like kind of just chooses sporadically. It's not really random. It's more of it tries to form a story for you. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like I think that there are a lot of games where it's just like you get random events, right?
Yeah.
In fact, it's actually funny. I've been playing through Red Dead Redemption 2 again. Yeah. I really enjoy that game. I love that game, but it's actually a little emptier than I've always kind of given it credit for. Like after like on your second run through, a lot of the like little side quests and stuff you find are actually pretty repetitive, like the little events you find and stuff. And really, at certain points, it's like you kind of reach this like nothing to do but the story. You know what I mean? And I think that's cool. I would also criticize the fact that I have, knowing how to do it my second time around, I have amassed so much money that I kind of wish there was something you could do. Because I've done the math, and right now my character, because it's set in 1899, my character is carrying modern day $50,000. So, dang,
he's rich.
So it's like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like I've just got all this money. It's like I could spend like I've got like $3,400 in game, I think, and so it's like I could buy any horse I want to do with that, but it's like there's not much else to spend money on or like do anything with. Even the guns, it's like there's only actually like 12 or 13 guns in the game.
That is interesting. I know. Okay, so I don't know what's in the new update. Not to like take you off, but the video game thing got me back on it. But the Stardew Valley.
Oh, 1.6. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a new update coming out. I want to stream it with you when it releases.
That'd be cool. I know they're going to increase the multiplayer up to 8 instead of 4. That's one thing. They're going to add a new festival. Yeah, here we go. I found the list. A new major festival, 2 new mini festivals, new late game content which expands on each of the skill trees, new items and crafting recipes, JoJo alternatives to some of the in-game quests, 100 plus new lines of dialogue, winter outfits for the villagers, new types of rewards for completing billboard requests. PC now supports up to 8 players multiplayer, many small additions and adjustments, a new farm type to select, new secrets to discover. So
I like that.
I think they're also adding like new stuff to catch, like bugs and not bugs, but like frogs and stuff like that.
Yeah, like fishes.
Yes.
Did you know Stardew Valley has a collector's edition for the Switch?
Mallory owns it on the Switch.
I also own it on the Switch, though I no longer have a Switch.
That's fair. I have it on the PS4 and the PC.
Wow. The collector's edition actually looks very wholesome.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It really does fit the Stardew Valley vibe, I feel like. They even have the deed of the land that you get for the farm, which I like.
Oh, that is cute. Yeah, you get. Let's see what all you get.
You know, like a little
Deluxe
pop-up book
six-piece.
thing.
Yeah, a deluxe 6-piece wooden standee made from responsibly sourced birch and cherry wood, a wooden lapel pin, 14-page Junimo comic by Chihiro Sakeda, the artist of the Before the Farmer comic, deed to your farm featuring gold foil details on paper made from 30% recycled straw. So I guess it's making a thing about farms. Collector's edition box made from sturdy, high-quality materials, featuring artwork by Kari Fry, the artist behind the Stardew Valley guidebook. Physical copy of the game. The physical copy of the game on your choice of platform with 18-page, full-color illustrated instruction manual and double-sided cover with JoJo theme on the inside. Soft polyester nylon blend cleaning cloth. It is actually pretty cool looking. I like it. I couldn't validate spending $80 on it when I owned the game on 2 platforms already, but I'd buy just the collection itself for like $40. You know what I mean? Like without the game.
Yeah. Also,
really
I could see it because it comes in one big box. You know, it could be one of those things where you just get it to collect without even opening it. Which I know some people aren't like that.
Yeah,
they like to look at their stuff. I was debating getting the Diablo 4 collector's edition, and I still debate it every time because I love art books. And
I feel that.
Can my camera see it? It can't see it right now. But on top of my mini fridge, if I get that box is so cool. Because the way the box opens is literally it opens like this.
Yeah.
Like doors. And the artwork on the front of it is literally the gates of hell. Because at one point in the game, you go to hell.
Well, it's kind of implied in the name.
Well, you never know. You never know. This website I went on actually has a bunch of different collections.
I'm not sure if we're on the same website. Are you on Fangamer?
Yes.
Yeah, same.
Didn't Elden Ring send a few people like an actual sword?
Yes, I believe they did.
Elden Ring sword.
Yeah, they got a lot of just like video game related stuff. And it's shockingly not terribly priced. Like the shirts are a little expensive, but like you can get the pins for like $10. That's actually pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah. I know Elden Ring has a new update coming out. I know you're probably not big into Elden Ring.
I will say this. They are exactly my type of game, except for the fact that there's not... They're my type of game in terms of gameplay. It's the lack of interaction with the world or, like, investment you can make that I don't love. Like, that's what gets kind of dull for me. Because, like, I'm cool with the difficulty and blah, 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 and all that. But then it's like, I vastly prefer games where you have, like, I don't know how to describe it, where you have, like, agency in the world. Like, you have conversations and you make choices and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, those games lack that, and they always have. I tried Sekiro, and, like, I was like, this is a lot of fun. After a while, I get kind of bored. They feel very repetitive to me after a while.
Wow. I can see that. I played Elden Ring for a little bit, like Steam sharing it from Josh.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Steam share was like, you have to re-sign in, and I just never got him to re-sign in, so I kind of stopped.
Gotcha.
I think it was really fun. I can definitely see what all the hype is about, right?
Yeah.
My friend Cody, he loves Dark Souls and like Soulsborne games because Elden Ring is one of those games.
Yeah.
He loves them with like a passion. He's really good at them. Insanely great. But I remember him looking at me one time, and I think Noah or Josh looked at me and was like, "You should play. You know, you like PvP games. You should play it a little bit more and get good at PvP." And I remember Cody looking at me, and he just goes, "Please don't." He's like, "Please don't." I'm like, "Why?" He just goes, "I just know that if you got into it, you would spend so much more time on it than I do that you would get better than me, and I can't handle that." I'm like, "Well, thank you, Cody. Out of respect for you, I won't get into it. I'll let you have this one."
That's fair. I'll let you have your. You can have your one game. Just remember what I did for you.
The second he says something about it, though, I just arise. I'm just like, all right, guess I'm buying these games. They
No,
also, I will say, just to end that section with the Cody, I told them I played Dark Souls 3 because I do own that with mouse and keyboard, and they looked at me like I was a maniac, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the first time I ever played a Souls game, I bought Dark Souls Definitive Edition on Steam, like the first one, that really shitty port.
Yeah.
And man, I was like, this is bad. I was like, this feels so bad. This is so awful. And then a little while later, I finally played it with a controller, and I was like, oh, hey, look, that's a lot better. Yeah, I couldn't handle the mouse and keyboard controls on those ports were absolutely terrible. I don't know if they're any better now, but
I don't know.
God, they were bad.
I mean, I still played Elden Ring on mouse and keyboard. I mean, to be fair, I just enjoy mouse and keyboard more.
Yeah.
Unless it's a game that I played in the past. So if I have no like previous attachment to a controller for a game, normally it's fine for me.
I feel that.
I will say, I remember going to get the first Dark Souls game for like the 360.
Mm.
And I don't know why, but I never ended up playing it more than once. But it wasn't because I didn't like it. I think I just enjoyed like MW3 multiplayer more. I think
That's
I was
fair.
just too into, going in the lobbies and stuff to actually get so into it. Also Skyrim. I think those were the two things I enjoyed the most around that same time. But I remember going to get it, trading in some games, getting it. And I remember my grandma looking at me because she was the one who took me back then. She was like, "Oh, what games you get?" I was like, "It's called Dark Souls." And she was like, "Oh God."
Nah, Mom, you're gonna love it. Don't worry.
It's so funny.
Well, I think that makes a good place for us to stop this episode. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed. That's my fucking outro. God damn. That's the outro I do on my YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching. If you watched on YouTube, you can find us on Spotify at the Fluffy Biscuits Podcast. If you watched or listened on Spotify, you can find us at YouTube at the Fluffy Biscuits Podcast, where we also post regular videos and do co-op streams and such. We also will be oh goodness gravy, this is a bad one. You can also find me on YouTube at Pixelated Trash. You can find Jacob on YouTube at Pixelated Trash. You can also find Jacob at Twitter at NazirTL. Wait, you can't find Jacob at Pixelated Trash. You can find Jacob at NazirTL. Find him on Twitter at NazirTL. You can find us on Twitter at the Fluffy Biscuits Podcast. There's an extra F. And you can find Jacob and us over on Twitch at the Fluffy Biscuits Podcast. Twitch TV, the Fluffy Biscuits Podcast. Good God. Twitch.tv/the Fluffy Biscuits Podcast and Twitch.tv/NazirTL. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye. That was a nightmare. Bye.